Ugh, ads are such poop. Subscribe to Acast Plus now to skip ads and more for just $1 a month. Click the link in our show notes to learn how. And hey, we're on Patreon too. Your support helps cover the cost of running a podcast. For $2 a month, you can get early access to all our episodes ad-free, plus bonus episodes exclusive to Patreon subscribers only. Visit patreon.com/sacrilegious discourse to sign up now. Welcome to Sacrilegious Discourse.
I'm husband.
And I'm wife.
Together, we're reading the Bible for the very first time.
We grew up without religion and wanted to know what all the fuss was about.
Well, what have we learned so far?
That God is a dick, and apparently some people believe in talking donkeys?
We're not trying to pass ourselves off as experts.
Nope, we're just reading the Bible for the first time and giving our first take reaction.
If you'd like to join us in this venture, you might consider starting at episode 1.
Otherwise, jump in wherever you like.
All right, let's go read the Bible.
Yeah, let's get to it. Husband!
Wife!
Do you remember what happened yesterday?
Josiah died.
He sure as fuck did.
Because he wasn't godly enough, but maybe Nico from Egypt was?
Yeah, I don't really understand that.
I don't either. It makes no fucking sense. Like, Josiah was as good as they come, and then all of a sudden he's like, I'm going to go to war with this guy Nico. And Nico's like, God told me, and then Josiah dies.
Nico was already going to war.
Yeah.
Josiah wasn't like, I'm going to go to war with Nico. Nico was like, I'm from Egypt and I'm the king and I'm going to war over here.
Yeah.
And then Josiah came up and met him and was like, I'm going to war you.
Yeah.
Stop. And then Nico's like, but God's with me.
Right. But like, why would you believe that God is with this dude from Egypt?
I don't know.
It makes like, I need more story.
Yeah.
You know, like that makes no sense.
It's like it was a cliffhanger, but then the season 2 got canceled.
Right? Yeah. All right. So that was 2 Chronicles chapter 35.
Sure as fuck was.
And today we'll be getting into the last chapter of 2 Chronicles, which is
chapter 36.
Awesome. Let's go do this.
Okie dokie. Okay, so Josiah was just killed, right?
Yeah, he died. Arrow.
So, yeah, now we're starting off, and the people of the land took Jehoahaz, son of Josiah, and made him king in Jerusalem in place of his father.
I mean, if you got to have somebody, you got to have Jehoahaz.
Right?
Yeah.
Jehoahaz was 23 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem for 3 months.
Oh, fuck. He done fucked up.
That didn't last very long. The king of Egypt dethroned him in Jerusalem.
Oh, shit.
Nico was like, no, you didn't.
Yeah. He's like, you done.
And imposed on Judah a levy of 100 talents of silver and a talent of gold.
Huh. Wow.
I didn't know talents were measurements.
I don't, yeah.
That's cool.
That's a new one to me.
Okay, I'm going to look that up.
What a
That's
talent
interesting.
Is. Yeah.
And it makes me think of in the movie Moulin Rouge.
Yeah.
When at the very beginning, right before the elephant love medley, when Toulouse is trying to convince What's-Her-Face to join their team and be in their act.
Yeah.
And he's swinging from the rear end of the elephant and he looks in and he sees Christian and What's-Her-Face, Satine. They're smooching and stuff, and I guess they start getting busy, and he goes, oh, he's got a huge talent. Yeah, that's the best. I know that was a long walk.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it was. It really was.
Well, if you've seen the movie, you know, but if you haven't seen the movie, then you don't know.
Yeah.
So I had to describe the scene.
Right.
Okay? Okay. So the king of Egypt made Eliakim, a brother of Jehoahaz, king over Judah and Jerusalem, and changed Eliakim's name to Joachim.
Ah.
Okay? But Nico took Eliakim's brother Jehoahaz and carried him off to Egypt. So he's like, I'm still going to let y'all have your little king here that's Josiah's son, but this one, he's mine. I'm taking him away.
Right.
You can have the next one.
Got
as your little king.
Okay.
Here's your little king.
Sure. But I'm going to be in charge of him. Like, It's my little puppet king there.
Yes. So. Yes. I've renamed him. He's mine.
Right.
You may rule at my pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Joachim was 25 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem for 11 fucking years.
Okay.
Guess what he did?
What was bad in the eyes of the Lord?
Yep. He did evil in the eyes of the Lord his God. Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, attacked him.
Oh, damn it.
And bound him with bronze shackles to take him to Babylon.
Shit.
Nebuchadnezzar also took to Babylon articles from the temple of the Lord and put them in his temple there.
You notice how they put the ark back in the temple right before Nebuchadnezzar's coming to take it all away?
Yeah.
They're like, we don't know where the fuck it was. Let's just pretend it was there.
And we'll pretend that the Babylonians took it.
Yeah, right. Babylonians, those fuckers.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That goddamn Nebuchadnezzar.
You know what? I'm telling you, the the ark is in Ethiopia.
It's in Ethiopia, damn it.
Yep. It's always been there.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
It's totally there.
Don't blame the Babylonians because you misplaced your shit.
I'm going to fly a drone in that goddamn place someday.
The other events of Joachim's reign, the detestable things he did, and all that was found against him are written in the book of the kings of Israel and Judah. Ooh, they said it again. Mm-hmm. And Joachim, see, he was he and his son is
It's not confusing at all.
No. His son succeeded him as king.
Okay. Yeah.
So Joachim taken captive to Babylon. Mm-hmm. Joachim was 18 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 3 months and 10 days.
Jesus.
So his reign was only 10 days longer than his uncle.
Right.
He did evil in the eyes of the Lord.
Of course.
In the spring, King Nebuchadnezzar... Now, wait a minute. Hold on. These kings did bad in the eyes of the Lord.
Yeah.
Because they were under Necho's...
But are they under Necho's or Nebuchadnezzar?
Oh, yeah.
Like
Nebuchadnezzar, not...
Nebuchadnezzar, sorry. But, Necho is just taking tribute from them. Then this guy from Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, he comes in and he's like...
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Fighting them on top of the fact that they're paying tribute to this other fucker.
Yeah.
They're being torn in all kinds of different directions.
They are. But I'm going to say that they probably were evil because of all the outer influences.
Sure.
Because their father was the best of the best, right?
Well, they also have to make them evil because... they are being torn apart and God's not there to save them. So
otherwise,
it wouldn't matter whether they were doing good or bad. They have to make them sound evil.
The Bible is making them sound evil to explain away why they got sacked.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the spring, King Nebuchadnezzar sent for him and brought him to Babylon, together with articles of value from the temple of the Lord. And he made Joachim's uncle, Zedekiah, king over Judah and Jerusalem.
Okay. There's a lot of changing of the guard here.
Mm-hmm. So now we're going to talk about Zedekiah.
Okay.
Zedekiah was 21 years old when he became king, and he reigned in Jerusalem 11 years.
Oh, okay.
He did evil in the eyes of the Lord, his God, and did not humble himself before Jeremiah the prophet, who spoke the word of the Lord. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He also rebelled against King Nebuchadnezzar, who had made him take an oath in God's name.
Wait, Nebuchadnezzar was with God and Necho was with... What the fuck is going on
Everybody's
here?
with God.
Everybody's with God except for the goddamn Israelites.
I have no idea.
People of
they
whatever.
were for a couple years when Josiah was leading them.
But not now.
Everybody's always with God.
Whoever's winning's with God.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah. He became stiff-necked and hardened his heart and would not turn to the Lord, the God of Israel.
I thought it was God's job to harden people's hearts.
No, he's done it. That doesn't mean it's his job to.
Right, okay.
You can harden your heart, and God can harden your heart.
Got it.
Your heart is open to whoever wants to harden it.
Got it.
Furthermore, all the leaders of the priests and the people became more and more unfaithful, following all the detestable practices of the nations and defiling the temple of the Lord.
I mean, they've got 15 different leaders in a matter of 5 minutes, so, you know. Mm-hmm.
Which he had consecrated in Jerusalem. Now, you see in 5 minutes. It's written that way, but
I know.
Wait, don't forget that a couple of these guys reigned for 11 years each.
Right, I got it.
So, it's written, but that's not actually what happened.
But there was a lot of turmoil going on regardless, because Necho was taking tribute, and Nebuchadnezzar was, fighting and sacking them and switching out fucking kings and whatever.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of upheaval going on.
There was. The Lord, the God of their ancestors, sent word to them through his messengers again and again, because he had pity on his people and on his dwelling place.
He sent it through the grapevine?
He sent it through the grapevine.
Yeah. Because he couldn't tell them himself.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He wasn't willing to do that, I guess.
Yeah.
Didn't want to.
Right. It's too hard.
But they mocked God's messengers, despised his words, and scoffed at his prophets until the wrath of the Lord was aroused against his people.
He's always aroused.
I know, he's always aroused. And there was no remedy.
No remedy.
No remedy.
Okay.
You know what the remedy would have fucking been? To come tell him your goddamn self.
Yeah, that would have made a lot of sense, actually.
Sometimes you just have to do the job yourself.
You know? I mean...
So, yeah, it is what it is. He brought up against them the king of the Babylonians, who killed their young men with the sword in the sanctuary and did not spare young men or young women, the elderly or the infirm.
Oh, man.
God gave them all into the hands of Nebuchadnezzar.
Got it.
God did it.
Yeah.
God gave them.
Well, they said Nebuchadnezzar was with God.
Yep.
Or the Lord, something.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know.
Yeah. Nebuchadnezzar is a good guy? Question mark.
Right. Yeah. What the fuck?
He's Babylonian. He's not Israeli.
Right.
And he's not an Israelite. I mean,
just all of a sudden here, like Egypt and Babylon are both with God. And
well, they claim they're with God. That doesn't mean that they are with God.
I get it.
It's
but
just
that's the claim. So
very confusing.
Even the Bible's saying they're with God.
No, the Bible's saying that they claim they're with God.
Well, okay.
The Bible's not saying that God is with them.
Okay. All right.
He carried to Babylon all the articles from the temple of God, both large and small, and the treasures of the Lord's temple and the treasures of the king and his officials.
So regardless of whether Ethiopia had it or not, it is definitely fucking gone by now.
Gone.
Either Ethiopia's got it or Babylon's got it. One of the two. Mm-hmm. One way or another, that fucking ark is gone.
Yeah. They set fire to God's temple and broke down the wall of Jerusalem. They burned all the palaces and destroyed everything of value there.
Everything.
He carried into exile to Babylon the remnant who escaped from the sword, and they became servants to him and his successors until the kingdom of Persia came to power. What's the remnant?
I don't know.
He carried into exile to Babylon the remnant who escaped from the sword.
The leftover that didn't get killed by the sword.
The leftover stuff?
People.
The leftover people?
Because they're talking about people, yeah.
Oh, they're talking about the stuff that all got burned down. Right. And then it says they carried the remnant. Mm-hmm. Okay,
and then read the rest of the sentence again.
He carried into exile to Babylon the remnant who escaped from the sword. Yeah. And they became servants to him.
Things can't escape from the sword. People have to escape from the sword.
Okay.
It's the leftover people who did not die in battle.
So they're referring basically to the people as things.
Right.
And they became servants to him and his successors until the king of Persia came to power.
Hence servants.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Slaves.
Right. Yeah.
Got it. The land enjoyed its Sabbath rests. All the time of its desolation it rest until the 70 years were completed in fulfillment of the word of the Lord spoken by Jeremiah.
Okay.
And then we're moving on to some guy named Cyrus.
Okay, Cyrus then. Mm-hmm, yeah. Mm-hmm.
In the first year of Cyrus, king of Persia.
So Persia. Okay.
So
Persia conquered Babylon-ish? What's the fuck's... This is new, right?
Yeah, this is stuff we have not read before.
Okay, all right.
Until the kingdom of Persia came to power. Okay, so now this is like 70 years later, I guess.
Okay.
So in the first year of King Cyrus, king of Persia, in order to fulfill the word of the Lord spoken by Jeremiah, the Lord moved the heart of Cyrus, king of Persia, to make a proclamation through his realm, and also to put it in writing. Quote, "This is what Cyrus, king of Persia says. The Lord, the God of heaven, has given me all the kingdoms of the earth, and he has appointed me to build a temple for him at Jerusalem in Judah. Any of his people among you may go up, and may the Lord their God be with them." The end.
Interesting. I thought
the king of Persia set them free?
Right. No, I thought it was like the king of Babylon before. Remember the guy got captured, and then I spent like so many years there, and then I thought he came back. In the second King's version. I could be wrong about that.
I don't remember.
But that's really weird. That was a whole... I don't remember any of that happening in the last bit.
I don't either, and I'm kind of confused.
So I guess we got some stuff for a Q&A.
Yeah. Like wait, what?
There's a lot of interesting
shit. Who's a Persia?
Right?
and what does this have to do with anything?
Yeah. It's crazy.
And it's like just the last little paragraph, and then Second Chronicles is done.
I'm like, wait, that's it?
Yeah. Well, okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was. I'm going to be looking forward to some Q&A stuff here. But that was Second Chronicles 36,
chapter 36.
And then the rest of this week, we will be back with final wrap ups.
We'll do some Q&A, some bonus wrap up of going over the book itself.
Yeah, I think we're doing a couple of book clubs this week. One Asimov, one fairy tale,
Jewish fairy tales.
Right.
And then. I think we're also going to have a special 500th episode, bonus episode series thing.
Right. Oh, and we got our contradictions episode. And then the following week, we will start the book of Ezra. Yes. So we're not exactly sure what order everything will fall in yet, because we suck.
We do suck.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
I mean, not a lot, because look how far we've come reading
I know,
the
right?
Bible.
We've read a lot of fucking Bible.
We've read half of the Old Testament, y'all.
It's
That's
pretty cool.
Crazy.
But we will be back this week with some stuff. So
stuff.
Just pay attention, and we'll get it out there.
And then we'll be back the following week with Ezra.
That's right. All right, we'll see you guys then.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, wife. I guess that's the end?
But husband, that's just sad.
It doesn't have to be. We are on lots of social media platforms like Twitter. Our handle there is sacrilegious_D.
For D's nuts.
Oh my God. Stop doing that. Anyway, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest. There's a link to all of our social media sites at our website.
Ooh, we have a website?
Yeah, it's sacrilegiousdiscourse.com, where you can also find a link to our merch shop.
We have a merch shop?
Yep. We have podcast-themed clothing, mugs, notebooks, and more, as well as an atheist and science-themed products.
Wow, our fans should really go check that out right now.
Definitely. They can get in touch with us by sending an email to sacrilegiousdiscourse@gmail.com. But before they do that, we could really use some help.
Oh yeah? With what?
Well, it's not free running the podcast, and we need some financial support in order to get better equipment, which will free up time so we can concentrate on our podcast and our fans.
Okay, so what should they do?
Head over to patreon.com/sacrilegiousdiscourse and sign up as a contributor on our podcast. Supporters there receive additional bi-weekly episodes that we record just for our Patreon members for as little as $2 a month.
Also, we'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe on whatever platform you're using.
And Apple Podcast reviews help us out tremendously.
Like and subscribe. Leave an Apple review. Join us on Twitter. Support us on Patreon. That's a lot of instructions. Don't forget to say thanks.
Thanks.
Okay, bye.